Hello students, welcome to Minutes of Maths. In this class, we are going to see class 10, chapter 1, real numbers. This is an introduction class. In this class, you are going to get clear knowledge about what is real numbers and what is Euclid's division lemma and algorithm and how to use division lemma to find out the HCF of given two numbers, and then sometimes they will give rational number. We need to check whether the rational number is terminating number or non-terminating or repeating. How to find this? Those things we are going to see in this lesson. Before that, what we need to do, we need to recall the numbers, different types of number which we have studied in the earlier classes. Let's see one by one. First one is natural number. We know the natural number will be denoted by the letter n. That number will starts from 1, 2, 3 and so on. We know the numbers are endless. So the number which starts from 1, that number we will call it as natural number. Next is whole numbers. We can define whole numbers as 0 along with all the natural number. We can call it as whole numbers. That is also endless. That is denoted by the letter W. So the number which starts from 0, we can call it as whole numbers. Next is integers. That is denoted by the letter Z. Integers means positive number and the negative number. Both included, we will call it as integers. Next is even numbers. Even numbers we can write like this. N is a natural number here. See, 2n. That means even numbers are multiple of 2. And we can define the even number like this also. If the given number is exactly divisible by 2, then we can call it as that one is even number. For example, I am going to take 8. We have to divide it by 2. So if we divide, what we will get, 4 2s are 8, which is 0. Okay, so we have got 0. That means 8 is, that means 2 is exactly divides this number. So we can call that this number is a even number. Next one is odd number. Odd numbers we can write like this, 2n minus 1. We can define the odd number if a given number is not exactly divided by 2. If it leaves remainder 1, then we can say it is a odd number. You can see I have taken 5 here. We need to divide it by 2. If you divide 2 2s are 4, and then we need to subtract this both 0. Sorry, not 0, 1. Got it? So the number which when divided by 2, it leaves the remainder 1. Those number we will call it as odd number. So 5 is an odd number. This is also endless and this is also endless. Next is prime numbers. We know the prime numbers are the numbers which is having only two factors. Those factors would be 1 and the number itself. That we will call it as prime numbers. Let's take one example. For example, I am going to take a 7. What is the factor of 7? 1 comma 7. So 7 is having only two factors. Those factors are 1 and the number itself. So we can call it as 7 is an prime number. Next is composite number. The number which is having 3 or more than 3 factors, we can call it as composite number. For example, we'll take 8. What are the factors of 8? 1, 2, 4, 8. There are 4 factors, isn't it? So 8 is a composite number. Next one is rational numbers. Rational number is denoted by the letter Q. We can define rational number, the numbers which can be write in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers and Q should not be 0. Here I have written two examples, 2 upon 3 and 3 upon 5. You can see 2 and 3, P and Q both are integers, and then Q is not 0 here, so this is an rational number. The same like this also, 3 upon 5 also rational number. Got it? Rational numbers are two types. One is terminating one. Terminating. Another one is non terminating but repeating. That means decimal numbers are decimal sum of the decimal numbers will repeat. Got it? There are two types of rational numbers. We can see one by one. See, first I am going to take 2 upon 3. We need to divide. We need to simplify this. 3. If you divide 2 by 3, what you will get? This is smaller number, so we'll put a 0 here and put a dot here. And then 6 threes are 18. Again 2 is a remainder. Again you will put 0. Again 2. Sorry, 6. 6 threes are 18. 2. It will go on. So 6, 6, 6. It will go on. So we can write 2 upon 3 is equivalent to 0.6 bar. This number is not terminating. Terminating means what? At somewhere else you will get the remainder 0. But in this case, you won't get 0. So that we are saying it is non-terminating, repeating. Got it? Next one will take 3 upon 5. Let's divide 3 by 5. So what you will get, this is also smaller number, you will put 0 and dot here. We know 6 5s are 30 upon 0. We have got the remainder 0. That means what? It is terminating 1. Okay. So 2 upon 3 is non-terminating but repeating. And 3 upon 5 is terminating rational number. Got it? So there are two types of rational number: terminating one, and then non-terminating and repeating. Next is irrational number. Let's clean this more. Yes. Now irrational number, you can see the numbers. Before that, what I am going to say, wait, before move on to irrational number, we have studied rational number. Those we can write in the form of P upon Q. And then there are two types of rational number: repeating, non-terminating, repeating, isn't it? Now I am going to say these are before rational number. What we are going to, what we have seen, all this number are rational number. I am going to say like this. How? Because see, I am going to take a natural number 3. 3 I can write like this, 3 upon 1. You can see 3 and 1 both are integers, and 1 q is not 0. So 3 can be write in the form of p upon q. So I can say all the natural numbers I can write like this, isn't it? All the whole numbers I can write like this. For 0 also you can see 0 upon 1 will give 0. Okay, 0 is also an integer and q is not a 0. So 0 also we can write in the form of p upon q. Similarly, you can write all these number in the form of p upon q. So that I am saying these are all the numbers which we have studied before rational number. Those are also rational number. Got it? Next, we'll move on to irrational number. Irrational number, which is denoted by the letter Q prime. You can see the definition: the numbers which cannot be written in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers. That means some numbers will be there Those numbers we can't write in the form of P upon Q. That means here root 2. Root 2 I can't write in the form of P upon Q. So that I am saying root 2 is an irrational number. In irrational number only one type is there, which is non-terminating, non-repeating. Got it? Non-terminating, non-repeating. Those numbers we will call it as irrational number. Here root 2. We know how to find out the root 2 value. Let's find out. We know how to find out the square root of a given number. How you will find? You will choose the divisor and a quotient yourself. If you multiply those two, which should not, the product should not be greater than this quotient, or it can be equal to this quotient. So that I am going to take 1 1. 1 ones are 1 and then 1, and in square root we will drop down two numbers, so that I am going to write next to two zeros. Before that what we need to do? We need to add this quotient with the divisor, and we have got 2. Now we need to choose another divisor. How? If we can take, here we have put 2 0, no, so we need to keep a dot here, and then let's check 4 times it might be lesser than 100. 4 fours are 16, 1, 4 twos are 8, 9, 96, and then 4, 2 zeros, and then we need to add 4 here, and 8, 2. If you write 1, we need to write 1. If you take 2, it will be more than 400. So it will be 281. After subtraction, what you will get? 9, and then 1, 1. And then you will put 2 0. After that, you will add 1 here, and 282. Again, you will put 4 here. 4 fours are 16, 1, 4 twos are 8, 9, 4 eights are 32, 2, 3, 4 eights, 4 twos are 8, 8 plus 3, 11. That is lesser than this number. So you will get another number, and so on. You can see that decimal numbers are not repeating. So that we are saying square root 2 is an irrational number. Like this you can check for, you can try for root 3 and tell me in the comment box what is the quotient of root 3. Now next we are going to see what is real number. See, real numbers, irrational number along with the rational number, those we will call it as real number. That means these two will comes under real numbers. Got it? So that, see, 1 is a rational number, 3 upon 5 is a rational number, and root 2 is irrational. These are all called real numbers. Here we are going to see what is Euclid's division lemma and algorithm. See, algorithm means it is a predefined step to be followed to solve some problem. For example, if we want to divide 8 by 2, what we will do? We have some steps. We have to write 8, and then we'll draw like this, and we'll write the divisor here, and then next step is we need to find the multiple of 2, which should be equal to 8 or lesser than 8. So we know 4 twos are 8, and then we need to subtract to find the remainder. Here remainder is 0. If you got the remainder, then this is the, we can't do furthermore, isn't it? So 8 divided by 2, which is equivalent to 4. So to do this division work, we have followed some steps. Those steps we are calling it as algorithm. Similarly, we are following some step to multiply two numbers, or to add any two fraction numbers like this. So now you are clear about algorithm, I think. Then next we'll move on to lemma. Lemma, it is a statement. We are going to use that statement to find some other else. Got it? Here we know this is the division work we have done, and the earlier class you have seen about the relation between dividend, divisor, quotient and the remainder. What is that? We'll write dividend which is equivalent to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder, isn't it? This is the relation between these all. So equates, what he has done, he had made one formula like this. He has taken a and b are two integers. We know here a is dividend and b is divisor, q is quotient, r is remainder. And then where r should be lesser than no, or where r should be equal to or greater than 0, or equal to lesser than b. For example, you can see here always remainder will come which is equal to 0 or lesser than the divisor, isn't it? Equal to 0 or greater than 0 or lesser than the divisor. So that equates, he has written a is equivalent to b into q plus r, where r is equivalent to this. So we are going to use this lemma. This lemma is given by equalates. So we are calling it as, it is equalate division lemma. We have defined this statement by using division, so that it is called a division lemma. Got it? So we are going to use this to find the HCF of given two numbers. That we will see on the next page. Here we are going to find HCF of 135 and 225 by using equalates division lemma. We know the division lemma is A is equivalent to B into Q plus R, where R is equal to or greater than 0 or lesser than B. Got it? To find the HCF of these two numbers, what we need to do, we need to divide bigger number by smaller number. Here bigger one is 225 and the smaller one is 125. We need to divide this two. We'll divide here 225, 125. So we can go with the 1. Because if you take 2 times it will more than 225, so we'll go with 1. The 135s are 135 upon, now we need to subtract 0, 12 and 9. So we haven't got a remainder 0. So if you are not getting remainder 0, what you need to do? You need to divide the divisor by this remainder, because this number is not divide this number perfectly. Okay. 135 is not dividing 225 as perfectly. It is given remainder as 0, so that we are going to divide this number by this remainder. So write 135 here. And then before that, what we need to do, we need to write the steps here. What we have taken dividend here, dividend A is 225, which is equivalent to divisor we have used 135, and the quotient it is 1. Quotient is 1 and the remainder is 90. Okay, one step. Next we'll continue. Again we have to take one time, it is 90. If you subtract, what you will get? You will get 45. So this 90 also not divide this 125 as perfectly, it has given the remainder 45. So what we are going to do? We are going to this divisor by this remainder 90, and then we'll write what are the next step. In the next step, dividend is 135 is equivalent to divisor is 90 into quotient is 1 plus remainder is 45. Second. Now we'll continue this. 2 45s are 90. In this case, at third step we have got a 0. So which number has given the remainder 0? That is, which divisor has given the remainder 0? That one is the HCF of the given number. So here 45. Before that we'll write the steps. 90 is dividend and then 45 is divisor. Quotient is 2 and plus 0. Here what is the divisor? 45. So 45 is the HCF of 135 and 225. This way we are going to find the HCF of given two numbers in the exercise of this lesson. Got it? Let's move on to next page. In this page, we are going to see what are the algorithm to locate, to find HCF and LCM of two or more positive integers. So what are the steps we'll do? Here we are going to find the HCF and LCM of given two numbers. So we are not going to use the division lemma. We are going to use ordinary method. That is, we have to write the given numbers in terms of prime numbers, in terms of the multiples of prime numbers, and then we are going to find the HCF and LCM. Here they have given the relation between HCF and LCM and the number given. You can see HCF, the product of HCF and LCM will be equal to the product of given two numbers. Let's see that. First, what we are going to do, we are going to find LCM of 26. If you take LCM of 26, what it will be? We'll write here 20. If you take LCM of 26, 2 times it will go 113, and 13 is prime number, so we'll go with the 13 only. So we can write 26 as 2 into 13. And then next is 91, which is equivalent to, again we are going to find the 91 LCM. This is last digit is 1, so we can go with the 7. I think 7 ones are 7 and 7. No. Yes, again 221. Then 1 3 13 times. Again 13 is a prime number and 1. So 7 into 13. You can see. So we need to group the common factors. See here, only common factor is 13. So HCF, what we will do with HCF, we will take only common factors. Here 13 is the common factor. So HCF of this given two number is 13. And LCM we will take the common numbers and then uncommon factors also, 2 into 7. So if you find the multiple of this, 13 2s are 26, 26 7s are 7, 7 6 are 42, 4 7 2s are 48, and then 182. Okay, so this is the LCM, HCF and LCM. Now we have to prove this one. What is HCF? 13 multiplied by LCM 182. What are the given numbers 26 and 91? Now we'll solve this one. 182 into 13 upon 3 twos are 6, 8 threes are 24, 2 into 5 and 182, 6, 6, 3, 2. So this side, left hand side it is 2366, which is equivalent to 26 into 91, so which is 26. 9 6 are 54, 5, 9 2s are 18, 18 plus 5, 23, 6, 6, 23. So left hand side is equivalent to right hand side, hence we have proved. So if they have given, see sometimes what they will do, they will give HCF and LCM and one of the given number, we need to find other number by using this relation. Got it? Any three of the number they will give, we need to find fourth one, whether it can be HCF or LCM or any one of the number. Got it? Next we'll move on to next page. In this page we are going to see how to determine the nature of decimal expansion of rational numbers. That means what is the nature of the given rational number. We have seen there are two nature of rational numbers. One is terminating. The natural number may be terminated one or non-terminating repeating. These are the two natures. Sometime what they will do, they will give one rational number and we need to tell whether the given number is terminated one or non-terminating repeating. That we'll see here. See, we know the rational numbers can be written in the form of P upon Q. It will be right in the form of P upon Q. So these are the rational numbers I have taken the examples. What we need to do, we need to write the denominator, that means Q, in terms of multiples of prime numbers. Okay, if that Q is multiples of only 2 and 5, then the given number is terminated one. If the Q is multiples of any other number rather than 2 and 5, then the given number, rational number, is non-terminating repeating. Let's see. Here for rational terminated one, I have taken this 20 upon 25 upon 20. Isn't it? Now we need to take Q. It is 20 here. We have to find the LCM of 20. 2 tens are 20 and then again 2, 5, then 1 5s are, so 20, so 25 upon 2 power 2 into 5, isn't it? You can see the denominator of given rational number is multiples of 2 and 5 only. So we can say it is terminated one. We no need to do the actual division to find out whether it is a terminated one or non-terminated one. We have to take the denominator and then write in terms of prime multiples of prime factor, and then we can say whether it is a terminated one or non-terminated one. You can check for these two and tell me in the comment box. Now we'll move on to non-repeating and terminating. Here I have taken 4 upon 45. We have to 4 upon 45. 45 is the Q. We need to write 45 in terms of prime numbers. What is the LCM of prime 45? We'll go with the 5, 9, 3 threes are 9, 3. So 45 we can write it is 3 square into 5. So 4 upon 3 square into 5. You can see the denominator 3 came. 5 is there. but in the denominator should be multiple of 2 and 5 only. Got it? So here 3 came, so that it is a non-terminating repeating one. In the next class we will solve the exercise problems of this lesson. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box.